let's get it then.
Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the SimRapMarket.com National Series here from Nashville Superspeedway on iRacing, getting ready for race number 8 of the season here in this bi-weekly racing season. It's been a great season thus far. Last week we saw Eric Schaefer get the win. Cedric Hunter and Alex Coffey were your podium drivers. And that puts Eric Schaefer's winning total at 3 for the season. Alex Coffey trying to get one done and currently at the top of the leaderboard here at Nashville Superspeedway. And even though it has Superspeedway in the name, it's not a superspeedway like Talladega or Daytona or iRacing Superspeedway. This is what you'd expect more of just a large flat track, and it is a challenging track at that. Concrete oval, D-shaped oval, 1.33 miles long, pretty flat, incredibly hard on tires. So we'll be watching that all night long. It's really difficult to drive this track too, because you want to drive it a lot harder than you think you can. See Alex Coffey right there at the bottom of the track as one car gets loose off the corner and up into the outside wall. But yeah, this is a really fun track. It really shows what drivers have patience and what drivers have discipline. And we're going to be seeing that all night tonight. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. We see Eric Schaefer at the top of the leaderboard. That is the wrong points there, and I don't know why it's saved that way. So let me see if I can get the right points up here. Well, this is what I'm going to do. Give me just a second while I get the right points up there for you folks. We see Jonathan Cofield, currently the second fastest driver on the racetrack. We're going to just do it this way. This will be easier on all of us. So here are your points. After last week, we see Eric Schaefer at the top of the leaderboard. Cedric Hunter sits back in second. Alex Coffey third. Craig Lautenschlager in fourth. And Kyle Benson to make up your top 5. Dalton Tucker sits back in sixth. Warren Kyle Keith back in seventh. Tucker Rhodes, Blaine Wilson, and Jacob Jorgensen round out your top 10. We'll leave this on the screen so you can see where your favorite driver is currently in the points. That is the top 39 in points. Those are all the drivers that are officially gaining points here. All drivers below this are not part of the league. They are Cup Series drivers who also enjoy dabbling here. In the National Series, you see Mario Miranda currently sitting back third fastest in that 00 podium machine. Such a clean looking car working around the outside of the 8 of Brad Titus, or trying to work around Brad Titus there. And you can see just how tough it is to pass here, especially when you got drivers bouncing off the wall like that, which is really easy to do. It's really easy to push up off of turn number 4, get up into that outside wall and do exactly what Brad did right there. As we have about 30 seconds left here in practice before we get qualifying underway. Of course, while we've got a moment, we want to thank all of our great partners here tonight who make this possible, including SimWrap Market, your series sponsor. SimWrap Market is brought, SimWrap Market National Series is brought to you by SimWrapMarket.com. iRacing paint's made easy. There's a link down below. If you're looking for a brand new iRacing paint, check it out down at the link below. Also want to thank our great partners, including one of our best partners here, and that is the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker is an established and well-known trusted leader in gaming haptics. The award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used and endorsed around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you. Visit thebuttkicker.com. Also want to thank our great partner over at Race EPI for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. And of course, if you're a small race team looking for some swag, or you're looking to pick up some of Atlee Atman Weiss's racing gear, or some of our novelty t-shirts as well, like our Cautions Breed Cautions t-shirt, check out intensityracing.com. And if you're a small-time team looking for your own racing swag, get a quote today over at intensityracing.com. First drivers out onto the racetrack. It looks like Spencer Gay, Blaine Wilson, and Tucker Rhodes, the 3 drivers leaving pit road right now. As Spencer Gay pulls down onto pit road, so we'll pick up Blaine Wilson coming off of turn number 4, down across the stripe. And unlike most super speedways that you would think of super speedway, where qualifying doesn't matter because of how flat and how tough this track can be and how slick this track will get, I expect qualifying to be very important because it's going to be awfully tough to pass. As you see, Blaine Wilson now coming down across the stripe. Tucker Rhodes also just set a time. Nash just came across the stripe, and he is currently in the 3rd position. As Blaine Wilson comes across the stripe here, and his 2nd lap is going to put him up onto the pole. See Chris Bishop here in the 14, coming down off of turn number 2 to rocket down the backstretch. And down across the stripe. And Chris Bishop is going to stay currently in the 5th position. Here's the 13 of Cedric Hunter down the backstretch towards turn number 3 on his 2nd lap. And Cedric Hunter comes across the stripe on his 2nd lap. And going to move up into the 3rd position. Here's a 92 of Timothy Stubblefield coming through turns 3 and 4. And down to the stripe. And Stubblefield is going to move up. Nope, I take that back. He's going to stay right there in the 9th position. Comes Kyle Benson down across the stripe on his final lap. Let's see if he's able to improve here. He is. He's going to improve up into the 2nd position. Now we see Jesse Nekula making his way off of turn number 4. His final lap of qualifying down towards the stripe. And Nekula bests his last lap, but stays right where he is in the 8th position. Here's Lucas Lyons down across the stripe. Lyons currently in the 5th position. He's going to stay right there in the 5th position as Eric Schaefer jumps up into the 4th spot. As we see Josh Lokenvitz making his way off of turn number 4 down towards the stripe. And Josh Lokenvitz currently stays in the 7th position. Victor Pfluger off of turn number 4. And Pfluger is going to go P7 as Mike Kosick makes his way across the stripe. Kosick jumps up into the 9th position. Here's Jacob Jorgensen making his way down into turn number 3. Oh, gets really loose and catches the outside wall. Fortunately for Jorgensen, that's going to disallow that time. So he's going to currently be in the 17th position. See where he finishes. Just saw in the chat there, Jessica Stubblefield saying, let's go Stubbs. This is his home track. And right now, Stubblefield looks like he's going to be starting from the 16th position. As you see Tony Kivett coming across the stripe to take the white flag. First lap puts him up into the 11th position. Down into turn number 3. And down, got a little loose there off of turn 4. We've seen that a couple times here tonight already. Right down against the grass, and Tony Kivett's going to currently stay in that 12th position. So we pick up Barry Knapp coming through turns 3 and 4. Just got word that Shane Loveridge will not be making the race here tonight due to technical issues. Hopefully he'll have those fixed up and we'll be able to see him racing here again in 2 weeks as Barry Knapp comes across the stripe. He goes up into the 24th position. Here's the 84 of Charles Stevens Jr. who turns 3 and 4 on his first of 2 laps. Across the stripe, and Junior's first lap is going to move him up into the 26th position. Brendan Wallace says Stub Nation. Talking about Timothy Stubblefield being this home track here tonight. As we see Junior coming down the backstretch towards turn number 3. And off of turn number 4, right up against the outside wall, using as much track as he can, see if that helps him out. Down to the stripe. And Charles Stevens Jr. is going to jump up into the 15th position. As we see Gary May coming through turns 1 and 2 on his second lap. First lap put him up into the 18th position. See if he's able to better that here in that 5 machine. Oh, gets loose getting into turn number 3. Had that thing Tokia drifting through turns 3, able to save it through turns 4. Unfortunately, it's going to kill his time here as he comes down across the stripe. He went from a 30.94 to a 31.19. So unfortunate for him as Brendan Barks comes across the stripe with a blistering lap right there. And Jonathan Cofield goes up 4th quickest on his first lap. Rockets through turns 3 and 4, right up against the wall, comes down to the apron to cross the stripe, and able to improve his time just a little bit, move him up into the 2nd row, up into 3rd. Here's the 0-0 of Super Mario Miranda coming through turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch on his 2nd lap. Towards turn number 3, trying to hook that yellow line, kind of cut the track as short as he can off of turn number 4. Down to the stripe, and where does Mario's 2nd lap put him here? It's going to put him P3. So with 50 seconds left to go, looks like that is going to do it for qualifying, as it doesn't look like anybody's going to have any time to go out there and get a lap in. So while we wait for the starting grid, let's have a word from our sponsor. So we get set to take a look at our starting grid here tonight. And starting on the pole will be the 11 of Alex Coffey. Justin Gahn going to roll off from position number 2. Mario Miranda in the 3rd position with Jonathan Cofield rolling off 4th. Kyle Benson in the 70 rolls off from the 5th spot. And Eric Schaefer, your points leader, from row number 3. Blaine Wilson rolls off 7th with Shane Wyatt in the 8th position. Lucas Lyons and Victor Pfluger back in row number 5. Josh Lokenvitz rolls off from the 11th position with Mike Kosick in the 6th, rolling off 12th. 13th will be Jesse Necula with Tony Kivett to his outside in 14th. Tucker Rhodes in the 15 rolls off from the 15th position, and Cedric Hunter from the 16th spot. Charles Stevens Jr. in the 84 rolls off from 17th. 18th is the one of Johnny Shade. Michael Nash back in position number 19, and Gary May rolls off from the 20th position. 21st will be Craig Lautenschlager in the 77, with Timothy Stubblefield in the 92, home track for him from the outside in position number 22. Jacob Jorgensen from the 23rd position, and Chris Bishop back in row number 12. Matt Jorgensen from the 25th position, Craig Parks back in 26, Barry Knapp back in 27th. 28th, Jason Hastings back in 27th, Barry Knapp in 28th, Brandon Banks back in 29th, Spencer Gay 30th, Stephen Harlow and Brad Titus round out the field here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway as the field makes their way out onto the racetrack. Get our cameras set properly here for the start. Kelly Coffee says, go Coffee, go Diggs Esports. Here they go. Pace car took the access road on the backstretch. I'm sorry, he's taking the turn right now on the pit road. And Alex Coffey leads him down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing here from Nashville Superspeedway. Alex Coffey gets the good jump on Justin Gahn. Gahn's going to lose a spot to Mario Miranda as they come down into turn number 2. As the field spreads out behind, we already got some 3-wide racing a little further back. As the action is picking up here in the middle of the field. See Josh Lokovitz working down to the inside of Mike Kosick. Kosik's using that high lane advantage right now to get the run on Lokovitz. He's going to arc that corner down into turn number 1 and clear Josh Lokovitz as we see Shane Wyatt in that 27 machine up on the high side of Blaine Wilson. As they go 3 wide into turn number 3, we see the 80. That's Victor Fluger trying to force it in there 3 wide. But they get through it cleanly as we work lap number 3. Just behind that, we see Lucas Lyons and the 27 of Shane Wyatt side by side. As Wyatt still working that high lane right now, trying to get something going up there. And Victor Fluger is going to try to make a move down to the inside as well. A little further back, Josh Lokovitz starting to fall back a little bit. He's lost 2 spots on the start. Going to lose another one here to Jesse Nekula. It looks like Cedric Hunter wants to come through as well. Meanwhile, Justin Gahn balanced side by side with points leader Eric Schaefer as they come off of turn number 2 to come down the backstretch. Schaefer wants to tuck back in line, but he's going to take a look back down to the inside to try to take away that 5th position. Meanwhile, up front, Alex Coffey has Mario right there on the back bumper. And you see Kyle Benson not too far behind, and Jonathan Cofield. So your top 4 currently nose to tail. Starting to pull away a little bit from 5th place, Eric Schaefer. A little further back in the pack, we see Cedric Hunter making a move now. Well, he's trying to make a move on Jesse Nekula, but Jesse threw a big block there going down the front stretch. But Cedric's able to get back down underneath. He's going to take away that 12th position. Just in front of that, we see Lucas Lyons working down underneath Justin Gahn. So Justin Gahn had speed in qualifying, but right now been falling back since the drop of the green flag. He's lost 6 positions since we went green. And now Victor Fluger is trying to line up underneath that 32 machine as well. Well, Eric Schaefer has caught the group in front of him. So making a 5-car breakaway up at the front. As Lucas Lyons goes side by side with Blaine Wilson. This is a battle for 6th. Wilson tries to get down on that quarter panel, trying to slow down that 25. He's going to have to tuck back in line as they come down the backstretch and move Lucas Lyons up into the 6th position. Meanwhile, Cedric Hunter continues his march forward as he looks down underneath Jonathan Cofield as they come off. Oh, some contact there between Cofield and Hunter. And Hunter's going to take that position away, and here comes Jesse Nekula taking advantage of that slip up. He's going to work down underneath Kosick, and Josh Lokovitz going to try to follow through as well. That bottom lane right now is looking to be where you want to be. As this concrete track starts to slicken up, we'll start to see drivers moving all over the place. We'll take a look at our weather here tonight. And track temperature is 90, well, just rose 97 degrees. So track temperature is increasing. Air temperature 83 degrees, but it's partly cloudy, so there isn't a lot of sun right now. That's why we're starting to see that track heat up. Along with these race cars on the racetrack will cause this track to heat up pretty quickly as we see Josh Lokovitz look down underneath Tucker Rhodes. This battle is continuing here. Lucas Lyons, Blake Wilson. Wilson's not able to get to the back bumper of Lucas Lyons, but Lyons isn't able to pull away from Wilson either. So great little battle shaping up here as they're catching the 58 of Jonathan Cofield, as Eric Schaefer has now moved himself up into the 4th position. As Cedric Hunter comes to pick another one off here, dives down to the apron underneath Shane Wyatt. While that's going on, we see these two back side by side, Lucas Lyons and Blaine Wilson. Again, the battle for 6th and 7th on the racetrack. As Eric Schaefer now trying to make a move underneath Kyle Benson to try to take over that 3rd position. Further back, we see a little battle here between Brandon Banks and Johnny Shade. As Banks able to move around the one of Shade. That was a battle for 22nd and 23rd. So little battles all over the racetrack as Victor Pfluger works around Lucas Lyons. Now Lyons going to take a look back down to the inside of Pfluger as they go down into turn number 3. We're able to get the run on the high side. Looks like that high side is working through turns 3 and 4, but the low side is where you want to be through turns 1 and 2. We'll see if that changes as the race goes on. And we do have 2 stages here tonight. First stage will be at lap number 20, so we're about 5 laps away from the end of the first stage. Alex Coffey still out in front. And we'll starting to pull away from Super Mario a little bit back in 2nd. Coffey makes his way through turns 1 and 2 and continuing to gap Mario as we see Jonathan Cofield getting to the back bumper of Kyle Benson, trying to challenge for that 4th position. Again, a couple drivers not able to make it here tonight, as I mentioned before. Shane Loveridge, excuse me, not able to make it here tonight. Technical issues with his computer unfortunately forced him to miss the race. I know Parker is missing the race due to being at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I believe there's a couple other drivers who are up at New Hampshire here tonight. We're not able to make it back in time for the race. Interesting race in the Cup Series, though, tonight. With the wet tires being brought out. I can't wait till that is implemented here in iRacing. But here we go. Coming down the backstretch. Alex Coffey with the lead. Miranda's starting to eat into that lead just a little bit. What was almost a half-second lead a few moments ago is now within 2 or 3 car lengths as they come across the stripe to start the final lap of the stage. Oh, that is the end of the stage. I'm sorry. So that will end your stage. Alex Coffey will be your stage winner. Mario Miranda back in second, Eric Schaefer third, Kyle Benson, Jonathan Cofield, your top 5. Blaine Wilson finishes the stage in 6th, Justin Gahn back in 7th, Victor Fluger, Cedric Hunter, and Lucas Lyons, your top 10 in the stage. And how about Cedric Hunter? Really pushing through the stage here, or through the field, up 7 positions where he started, up into the top 10 back in 9th. Stephen Harlow, another driver, really charging hard here tonight as he's up 10 spots in the 21st. And Brandon Banks up 7 spots in the 22nd. So a couple drivers really starting to push through the field here tonight. As we get ready for our first round of pit stops. Alex Coffey is going to lead the entire field down pit road. And as I mentioned, tire wear here is pretty substantial. Alex Coffey's lap times really dropped off there through that run. We'll have to see how they go through our second run here. Alex Coffey gets off pit road first. Mario back in second. Eric Schaefer third. Kyle Benson fourth. Jonathan Cofield fifth. Blaine Wilson back in sixth. That's a mess off of pit road back there as well. They'll get that sorted out. But of course, we do have the choose here. So while we get ready for them to go back green flag racing, let's have another word from our sponsor. Well, I apologize. I didn't realize there was no cars a lap down, so we missed the choose. But Alex Coffey choose the inside lane. Mario to the outside. Eric Schaefer, Blaine Wilson back in row 2. Jonathan Cofield, Kyle Benson, row 3. Lucas Lyons, Justin Gahn, row 4. And then Jesse Nekula, Victor Fluger, your top 10 as the lights come back on the pace car. So we'll go one more lap before we go back green flag racing. Sure if somebody was out. Actually, it looks like Kyle Benson getting the black flag. I believe he might have chose too late. That's why he is being forced to the back of the pack. So now we got the 1 to go signal here. Benson working back up to the front where he was, so not really sure what happened there, but there we go. We got one to go here. Lights on the pace car off. We're re-racked, restacked, getting ready to refire. Alex Coffey going to lead the field back to the Geico restart zone. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. And the green flag is back in the air. Great jump there for Alex Coffey. It'll clear Mario down into turn number 1. Meanwhile, in the back here again, restarts getting wild here as we see Blaine Wilson on the high side. Jonathan Cofield trying to make something happen. Cedric Hunter trying to make some moves as they go 3 wide down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Victor Pfluger in the middle. Cedric Hunter up on the high side. Shane Wyatt there on the low side. We got more 3 wide racing behind this as we see Junior in the middle of Craig Lautenschlager and Tony Kivitt. They get things sorted out here. That gives a great run to the 7 of Stephen Harlow, who's going to try to force it 3 wide now up on the high side. You see the 55 of Brandon Banks giving a great push down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Jonathan Cofield under attack here on the high side by Kyle Benson. Benson not able to use that high lane momentum though. He's going to fall back in line, and here comes Lucas Lyons. Sorry, it's Justin Gahn looking to the inside of Kyle Benson. Eric Schaefer gets around Mario, moves himself up into the 2nd position. You see Blaine Wilson really pushing right now, trying to move himself forward. As the battle continues back here, Jesse Nekula and Cedric Hunter, a battle for 9th and 10th. Ooh, almost a little contact there as Nekula washed up the track on entry. Cedric Hunter's going to be able to tuck in line now. He's going to take a look down to the inside of Justin Gahn. He's going to take that position away easily. As Alex Coffey is under attack right now from the 4 of Eric Schaefer. Eric Schaefer also has a mirror full of Mario Miranda there as well. Great views from all around this racetrack here. Miranda puts the pressure on the 4 of Schaefer. Allows Alex Coffey to pull away just a little bit as Kyle Benson now to the inside of Lucas Lyons. Cedric Hunter right there. Look at Cedric Hunter trying to make his way up towards the top 5, currently in the 8th position and looking for more as they come down the backstretch halfway through our 2nd stage. Sorry, 2nd stage is lap 65. So 1st stage was 20 laps. 2nd stage is going to be 45 laps. 130 laps makes the distance of the race. So We see Michael Nash up on the high side trying to look around Shane Wyatt. And Victor Pfluger right here in the mix as well. Victor Pfluger's been in the mix pretty much all night. Every time I see excitement on the racetrack, seems to be Pfluger right there. As Pfluger's going to try to make it 3 wide, gets into Shane Wyatt. Wyatt goes way up the racetrack. Makes slight contact with the outside wall, but able to hold on to it. Wow. Big save for Wyatt. We'll go back and take another look at this one here. As we see Wyatt stuck in the middle 3 wide. We see Pfluger make some contact with him, and what a save. Keeps it off the wall. That smoke, I think, was just tire smoke, and what an incredible save. Fortunately, that's going to heat up that right rear a ton, and he's going to have to work hard on getting back through the field. As we see Shane Harlow down to the inside of Tony Kivett. This is a battle for 17th and 18th. Looks like Shane Harlow is going to take that position away, move him up 14 positions since the start of the race. Another big mover here tonight. That's the 55 of Brandon Banks. Up into 14th, up 15 spots from where he started here tonight. So a couple big movers here tonight. Of course, our 50 Stubblefield hometown track for him. Currently back in the 27th position, but trying to work his way back through the field. See if he's able to do anything here tonight as the race goes on. Meanwhile, Victor Pfluger now all over the back bumper of Michael Nash. As the field's starting to get a little bit more single file. As I say that, here comes Kyle Benson looking down to the inside of Lucas Lyons. So while things are starting to spread out a little bit here tonight, let's do a little thing I like to call pump up the intensity. Great sights and sounds here from Nashville Superspeedway. Alex Coffey still out front, just in front of Eric Schaefer. Mario Miranda sits back in third. We see a little battle starting up here as Kyle Benson is all over the back bumper of Lucas Lyons down into turn number 3. And look who's right there behind him as we see the 13 of Cedric Hunter. Let's take a look at the chat here tonight. Now we see a great save by Shane. Kelly Coffey says, which Harlow? That is Stephen Harlow, up 14 spots and into the 7th position. And Brooke Bleep says, dig 17. That is for Blaine Wilson in the 5th position, as we see Kyle Benson back to the inside of Lucas Lyons, trying to take over that 6th spot. We are just a few laps away from the end of the stage. About 20 laps to go here in the stage. Cedric Hunter up into the 7th position. Around Kyle Benson, and now he's going to set his sights on the 25 of Lucas Lyons. Well, battle going on back here. We see the 55 of Brandon Branks sliding to the inside of Michael Nash. So you see the 60 of Nash really sideways there for a second through the corner. That's showing this track is starting to get a little bit slicker. We saw earlier the track temperature was about 97 degrees. Let's take a look, see where we're at now. Yeah, track's come down in temperature just a little bit, down to 96. So with the concrete surface, the track temperature really isn't changing all that much. But being a concrete surface, it is slick to begin with. Cedric Hunter to the inside of Lucas Lyons to take over the 6th position. And we see Kyle Benson trying to follow through as well. See in the chat there, Nato says Jorgensen is goated. Not sure which one he's talking about. There's 2 of them in the race, but as we see Jesse Nekula trying to look down to the inside of Jonathan Cofield, and look who's right behind him. Our excitement maker here tonight, Victor Fluger, looking down to the inside of Nekula. Brandon Banks around Fluger. This battle continues here between Lucas Lyon and Justin Gahn. Side-by-side battle for 8th and 9th. And Mike Kosick right there behind, waiting in the wings in case these two get together. Be able to gain a couple spots. So side by side, these two continue to do battle. Up front, Alex Coffey starting to pull away from Eric Schaefer, who is about to have some company in the form of Mario Miranda, Jonathan Cofield, and Blaine Wilson right there behind him. Ooh, Schaefer throws the block. Mario, oh, gets sideways. Big slide out of the double zero. That's going to allow Jonathan Cofield to take a look down underneath the double zero. That allows Eric Schaefer to get away from these two as Mario parks it right there on the side quarter panel of the 58 of Cofield. So great battle here for the third position between Mario and Cofield. Cofield now has to tuck in between Blaine and Mario. Now move Mario back up into the third position as here comes Blaine Wilson. Right to the back bumper of Mario. And we have 10 laps to go in the stage. A little further back, Charles Stevens Jr., Michael Nash going at it side by side. Jr. down to the inside. He is going to take over the 16th position. We see the 15 of Tucker Rhodes trying to follow through as well. Victor Pfluger has Josh Lokovitz reeling him in the final laps of the stage. And Mike Kosick trying to make a move down to the inside of Justin Gahn. Battle side by side here between Mike Kosick, Brandon Banks. We also got a battle side by side between Blaine Wilson and Jonathan Cofield. This is a battle for the fourth position. So Blaine Wilson up into the fourth position around Cofield. This battle here between Brandon Banks and Mike Kosick continues. Kosick trying to work that high lane, which we've seen work for some drivers, especially off of turn number 4, not so much off of turn 2. See Kosick using that high lane. Now he's going to tuck in behind Brandon Banks. So move Banks up into the 9th position. Stephen Harlow now taking a look down to the inside of Josh Lokovitz. And Harlow now up into the 14th position. Move him up 17 positions from where he started, but still our biggest mover of the race. That is the 55 of Brandon Banks, up 20 spots. Started back in the 29th position. Now finds himself in the top 10 and continuing to move forward. One driver not having so much fun right now. That's the 27 of Shane Wyatt. After almost getting turned about 15, 20 laps ago. Really upset that right rear tire. Able to hold on to it, made a great save. And now he's trying to work his way back through the field. Unfortunately, he's being scored 13 positions from where he started here tonight. And currently we still have the entire field on the lead lap. If we take a look at our track map, you can see the entire field still pretty much going to be no lap traffic here as the leaders are crossing the start-finish line and tail end of the pack is halfway down the backstretch. So we'll have a quick yellow yet again when we have our stage break in about 2.5 laps. Alex Coffey still out in front. He's got a 1.6 second lead over second place Eric Schaefer. Right now, though, the field's starting to be a little more spread out as we see some 3-wide action here for a second. Dane Wyatt down on the bottom, looking down to the inside of Michael Nash. And Jacob Jorgensen right there in this mix as well. Jonathan Cofield turning on the afterburners here in the late part of this stage as we're coming down to the final half lap of the stage. Alex Coffey still out in front of Eric Schaefer as they come through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, Alex Coffey is going to win stage number 2. As there's the yellow flag for the stage end. Second yellow flag of the race, both for stages, and none for incident. We'll see if that continues on. As Alex Coffey, again, is your stage 2 winner. Coffey's going to make his way around here to pick up the pace car. And while we have pit stops, we'll have a word here from our sponsor. We pick it back up for the race off pit road. Alex Coffey gets off pit road first. Eric Schaefer second. Mario back in third. Blaine Wilson, Jonathan Cofield, your top 5 off of pit road. Kyle Benson, Justin Gahn, Brandon Banks, Lucas Lyons, and Mike Kosick will be your top 10 off of pit road. But we still have the choose. So we'll see who decides to restart where here on this, what might be our final restart, the way this race has been going. It's been green flag racing since the drop of the green flag, minus our 2 stage breaks. A lot of drivers choosing to restart on the bottom. So Alex Coffey down on the bottom, going to be your control car. Justin Gahn moves up to second on the high side with the choose. Eric Schaefer back in third. Brandon Banks up 25 positions into fourth for this restart. Then Blaine Wilson on the bottom. Lucas Lyons up top. Jonathan Cofield on the bottom. Jesse Necula will restart in the 8th position. Kyle Benson 9th and Stephen Harlow back in 10th. So very interesting that our top 4 chose the inside lane for this restart. As Alex Coffey brings them back down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. And we are back racing here at Nashville Superspeedway for the final run to the checkers. Justin Gahn had to check up a little bit there. Kind of checked up that entire bottom lane as they make their way down the backstretch. See Cofield looking down to the inside of Brandon Banks. Banks up in that 25th position. Trying to hold on to it. He's going to be able to tuck down in front of Cofield. As here comes the 25 of Lucas Lyons up to the high side of Kyle Benson there, excuse me. Cofield now still trying to work that inside lane. Is big checkup for Banks as he had to check up from running into the back of Blaine Wilson. And we're missing a couple drivers here towards the front. Cedric Hunter way back in 25th as he worked his way back up into the top 10. Right behind him you see Mario back in the 27th position. So a couple drivers having some issues here on pit road. And falling back is Alex Coffey now to the back bumper. And looking down, I'm sorry, Eric Schaefer looking to the back bumper of Alex Coffey. There's Justin Gahn up on the high side here as well, trying to make something happen. Our top 3 under a blanket here. Side-by-side racing between Justin Gahn and Eric Schaefer is allowing Alex Coffey to start to pull away just a little bit. Meanwhile, Stephen Harlow to the inside of Victor Pfluger. It's a battle for the 10th position. Oh, big wreck in the back. Caution is out. Oh, Timothy Stubblefield gets caught up in that as well. You see the 71 is around here. Caution is out. That's Craig Parks. And that is going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. As we try to see exactly what happened here to the 71. You see him kind of in the middle there. Oh, hard contact. Cedric Hunter just able to miss it. But Craig Parks gets turned. I believe that was by Brad Titus in the 8. You see the 51 of Matt Jorgensen going sliding down through the grass. And the 71 is got the brakes locked up, trying to get that car slowed down. Comes down into Timothy Stubblefield. He goes sliding around. There's the 14 of Chris Bishop gets involved as well. Another driver, that's the one of Johnny Shade gets in some contact out of that. So let's ride along here with Stubblefield so you can see exactly what just happened here from his view. He sees the carnage, tries to fortunately doesn't look like he's got much damage, just got clipped there, so he should be able to continue on without issue. Heavy damage to the 71, and that was the 42 that got into the 71 there. So see him down on pit road as well. So still on pit road, Jason Hastings, Johnny Shea, Timothy Stubblefield, Chris Bishop, Matt Jorgensen, Craig Parks, Barry Knapp, and Spencer Gay, all on pit road trying to get their damage fixed up. Of course, this league does not run reset, so any damage that you get in the race, you'll either have to get fixed or retire from the race as we come to the choose. And Alex Coffey going to choose the inside lane. Gone inside. Schaefer inside. So again, we see our top three jumping down to the inside for the restart. It's going to put Blaine Wilson up into second. Justin Gahn back in second. Jonathan Cofield up to the high side. Eric Schaefer, Kyle Benson in row number 3. The 55 of Brandon Banks and Stephen Harlow, two of our biggest movers, back in row number 4. And then Mike Kosick and Lucas Lyons back in the 5th row. Yeah, Jessica Stubblefield says, dang. As Timothy's still on pit road getting some damage fixed. So it looks like he had a lot more damage on that car than I initially thought. As the pace car takes a hard left-hand turn down on the pit road. Green flags back in the air. And we are back racing here. There's Justin Gahn right there on this quarter panel of Blaine Wilson, trying to get that position back. We have Matt Jorgensen, who looks like he's having a connection issue down on the apron. Here comes Gahn back to the inside of Blaine Wilson. Blaine able to get away and puts himself up into the second spot. A battle back here between Cofield and Benson as they come down off of turn number 2. Cofield's going to try to get a 2-for-1 here as he's going to jump right down to the inside of Justin Gahn as well. Oh, one car goes around in the back. That is Tony Kivett sliding through the grass in the infield. Only one car, so we stay green. He tries to get that car spun back around. Meanwhile, Justin Gahn still has the 58 of Cofield looking down to the inside. And Blaine Wilson right there on the back bumper of Alex Coffey as they come down across the stripe to complete lap number 80. 50 laps to go in the event as Cofield now takes a look down to the inside. Almost got to the inside of Blaine Wilson there for a second as well. Cofield's trying to get nose underneath Wilson. Just not able to make it happen. Meanwhile, a little further back, you see Brandon Banks and Stephen Harlow continuing to do battle here. This is for 9th and 10th. And Omario's trying to work his way back through the field as well. Up into the 17th position. He's trying to look around the 60 of Michael Nash. And Cedric Hunter trying to work his way back through the field. Currently up into the 14th position, working around Jesse Nectar as they come across the stripe. Our top three now back to nose to tail. Top four nose to tail is Timothy Stubblefield. Looks like he has retired from the race. Thought he came back onto the track for a moment, but I believe I'm seeing that he has retired from the race here tonight. He's still showing on the pits on the ticker there, so. So at this time, we're showing no drivers out of the race. Nope, I take that back. Spencer Gay is back on the racetrack. So he is, that's why he's showing laps down. He is actually back out on the racetrack, circulating the track. As 3 wide racing behind for a second there. That was Eric Schaefer trying to work around both Kyle Benson and Justin Gahn. They almost went 3 wide. Schaefer thought better of it, backed out of it. Kyle Benson and Justin Gahn continue to battle side by side. As Mario now looks down to the inside of Josh Lokovitz. Barry Knapp now makes his way off of pit road, so another driver able to get his damage repaired, trying to salvage some points here tonight. As Mike Kosick and Justin Gahn continue to battle, duke it out here. As Gahn loses that position, and now Brandon Banks looks down to the inside of the 32. Oh, big wreck in the back. Cars flipping all over the place. That was the 77 of Lautenschlager. Went for a wild ride off of turn number 4. That is going to bring out another wreckage rewind. My goodness, that was a big one. As we're trying to see what happened to bring that out and what happened to Lautenschlager as he was flipping down the backstretch here. And ooh, it looked like a 3-car incident happening here. It's right along with Lautenschlager here. And see the 5 down on the low side, pushes up the track just a little bit, catches the 60, tries to stay off the 60, makes contact. Or overcorrects there. The 60 comes right up the track into Lautenschlager. Hard impact with that outside wall. And then just gets clobbered by Charles Stevens Jr. And that's the 15. Big tumble down the front stretch. My goodness. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to do this and take another look At this in full speed, man, that is a violent wreck there. A couple other drivers coming sliding through as well, so big wreck for Lautenschlager, and that is going to pretty much end his night here tonight. The entire field did make their way down pit road. See a couple drivers out in front of your leader, Alex Coffey, who are going to try to take the wave around here. Not quite ready for the choose yet. Man, that was a violent ride, and if he's running in VR or has a motion rig or anything like that, I feel bad for him, because that is not a fun ride to take, even in a racing sim. That can be nauseating if you're running in VR. I've been there, been in that situation before. Not a fun time. So as the field makes their way down into turn number 3, and get ready to re-rack them and restack them before we refire them here, and we'll have our choose. We've seen the leaders, the first 2 or 3 cars in line, even 4 cars in line, take that inside lane. So it'll be interesting to see what choices they make this time. Coffey to the inside, Blaine Wilson to the outside. One driver had a late choose there. That, I believe that was the 5 of Gary May. So he might get an EOL here. Which means we might see the lights come back on the pace car. We'll have to see if that does or does not happen. But Alex Coffey to the inside, Blaine Wilson to the outside. Row 2, Jonathan Cofield and Lucas Lyons. Row 3, Kyle Benson and Eric Schaefer. Row 4, Michael Kosick and Brandon Banks, Justin Gahn and Stephen Harlow. Your top 10 as the lights come back out on the pace car, as they are trying to get things sorted out here in the running order. So lights are going to go back off on the pace car here. As we go 1 to green. Listening to race control, trying to get things sorted out here. Lap cars trying to get sorted out. The 05 of Gary May did indeed get an EOL penalty for the late choose. And you see Charles Stevens Jr. still out there on the lead lap. Even with the front end missing from that car, I don't think he's going to be up to speed. Trying to get some points here. As the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road with 30 laps to go. Alex Coffey is going to lead them back down to the Geico restart zone, where the green flag flies, and we are back racing here. Great jump there for Blaine Wilson, though. Almost able to stay right there with Coffey. He's going to tuck right in behind the 11 machine. Meanwhile, Kyle Benson and Lucas Edwards side by side. Oh, issues for Kosick. I'm sorry, that's Cofield. Cofield almost gets turned around. We've got one around on the backstretch. That is, I believe, Justin Gahn. It is indeed the 32 of Justin Gahn. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. We see the 32 Gahn kind of stuck there in the middle. So we'll rewind this just a little further because this started in front of Gahn. If you look at the third car in line, that is Cofield, who gets a little loose there into the corner. Checks up Blaine Wilson and Kyle Benson. See Eric Schaefer right there as well. A little contact there between Cofield and Benson. Everybody's able to get kind of straightened out there, and then you see that silver car of Gahn gets hit from behind. Not sure who that was that got into him there, but everybody able to spread and avoid. Oh, that was Lautenschlager. It was the, looked like the 80, that was Pfluger. Victor Pfluger got into the back of Justin Gahn, and see Gahn down on pit road. Does have some damage to the rear of that car. Should be able to get it fixed up. Kelly Coffey says they did so good for the first two stages. That they did, but now coming down to the end, that's when patience starts to go away. Drivers start to get a little ambitious here. As we're coming down to the start-finish line here. We'll have the choose next time by. Nigel says promote coffee to the Cup Series. Tyler Murray says, I was about to say, Lautenschlager's still in the catch fence. They're peeling him out. That was, if you're just joining us, Craig Lautenschlager took a wild ride down the front stretch. Flipped over about 7 or 8 times up into the catch fence. But so far, we've had a pretty good race, even though this is the fifth caution. First 2 cautions of the race were for the stages. We had the incident there with Craig Lautenschlager. We saw the one with Justin Gahn there. And I'm trying to remember who was involved in that other incident. Oh, the 71 got turned around in front of the field and took out. Craig Parks got turned around in front of the field, and a couple drivers got taken out as well. So here we come to the choose. Alex Coffey will choose the inside lane, so won't Blaine Wilson. He's going to put Kyle Benson up into the second position. As we see the choose right here from track level. So Alex Coffey to the inside, Kyle Benson to the outside. Row 2, Blaine Wilson and Lucas Lyons. Row 3, we'll find Jonathan Cofield and Brandon Banks, Mike Kosick, Eric Schaefer back in row number 4, and then Stephen Harlow and Cedric Hunter back in row number 5. So we've got the field re-racked, restacked. Going to try to refire them yet again. Pace car dives down on the pit road. Alex Coffey leads him back down to the Geico restart zone. Hits that loud pedal, and we go back green flag racing with 33 laps to go. And ooh, almost some contact there between, it looked like Cofield and Lucas Lyons. As Lyons now falls back. And you see Lyons continuing to fall backwards as Mario and Cedric move themselves up into 8th and 9th respectively. Big battle going on here between Brandon Banks, Blaine Wilson, Kyle Benson. As the 55 and Blaine Wilson go door to door into turn number 3, and they are right there on the back bumper of Alex Coffey, coming off of turn number 4. As we start lap 100 of 130. This time though, the field's starting to get a little bit more stretched out here on this restart. As Blaine Wilson and Brandon Banks continue to battle side by side. Oh, big slide there for Blaine Wilson. He's going to fall way back. So now Kyle Benson into second. Take another look to see what happened here between the 55 and the 17. Oh, just big contact there. Wilson able to slide up the track, able to hold on to it, and Banks able to hold on to it as well. So big moment there for a second, but everybody able to slide on through as here comes Mario back to the inside of Stephen Harlow. Harlow up into 4th currently, up 27 spots from where he started. So big mover of the race, up 27 spots into 4th. And continuing to try to hold on to that top 5 finish here tonight. As Mario is going to look down to the inside and take away that 4th position. How about Shane Wyatt? Had some issues earlier, had a huge save earlier in the race. Almost wrecked that race car. Actually, he did wreck. He just didn't find a place to do it. Able to hang on to it. Now he finds himself just on the outside of the top 10, looking in, trying to get around Victor Fluger for that 10th position. Amazing comeback for the driver of the 27 after almost, like I said, eating the wall earlier in the race. And Cedric Hunter now taking a look down to the inside of Jonathan Cofield. And Hunter's going to try to get 2 here as he's going to look to the inside of Harlow as well. You see the 55 of Brandon Banks after making some contact with Blaine Wilson, starting to move his way back through the field as well. As Cedric Hunter trying to work around Stephen Harlow to crack the top 5. Right behind Blaine Wilson, right back in the mix as well. He's marched his way right back to the back bumper of Brandon Banks. And Harlow now taking a look down to the inside of Cedric Hunter, as Hunter works around the outside and into the top 5. Mario into the top 4. So some big movement through the field here tonight. There's, big wiggle out of Harlow for a second. Almost caught up in the banks. Saw it out of the corner of my eye. Working down on the bottom of Brandon Banks. As they come across the stripe, and we have 23 laps to go. Victor Pfluger, Shane Wyatt side by side. Battle for the 10th position. Jonathan Cofield right there in this mix as well. Cofield goes around Banks and trying to get around Blaine Wilson at the same time. We saw that 58 a little sideways there on the bottom of the racetrack. Lost a little bit of momentum, and here comes Banks looking up to the high side of Cofield. That's all been going on. Alex Coffey continues to lead over Kyle Benson and Eric Schaefer. Throw a blanket over the top 3. As Mario is trying to reel in those 3, and here comes Schaefer looking down to the inside of Kyle Benson. They come off of turn number 4. And we come to 20 laps to go. Can Alex Coffey hang on here tonight? Get his first win of the season. Or is Kyle Benson going to try to play spoiler here tonight? Or is Eric Schaefer going to get his 4th win of the season? We've got 20 laps to decide it. Is Mario going to make his way up into this mix as well? Anything can happen here, so stay tuned. It's about to get exciting. Still battling back here. We see Jonathan Cofield and Shane Wyatt. Wyatt has cracked the top 10. Cofield trying to take that position back away. And here comes Jesse Necula taking a look down to the inside of Cofield. Tries to outbreak the 58. He will indeed move around Cofield and into the 11th position. And right behind you see Jacob Jorgensen and Josh Lokenvitz going at it for 13th and 14th. Well, the train has gained more cars as our top 7 are now nose to tail. Coming to 16 laps to go. Sure, you can make that your top 9 as Brandon Banks and Victor Pfluger just joined this train. Down the backstretch, Alex Coffey, who's shown so much discipline. Definitely doing a good job of saving his tires and has had the long run speed all race long. Is hoping this green flag continues for another 15 laps. Blaine Wilson trying to take a look down to the inside of Stephen Harlow. Almost some contact between the 7 and the 17 as they came off of turn number 2. So a little further back, we see a battle here between Gary May and Tony Kivett. This is a battle for 16th and 17th. Sorry, it's Gary May and Jason Hastings. So move May up into the 17th position. And while we looked away, Alex Coffey's lead is starting to grow as Kyle Benson is now under attack from the 4 of Eric Schaefer. Schaefer trying to take a look down to the inside, down into turn number 3. They go side to side, door to door off of turn number 4. This is exactly what Alex Coffey wants to see in his mirror. Those two getting side by side. He's going to slow them down, and you see the lead that Coffey is able to pull out to as these two continue to do battle. There's almost some contact there between Schaefer and Benson, and that allows Cedric Hunter to make a move 3 wide down the backstretch. Mario as well looks to the outside. Here comes Stephen Harlow into the mix as well. Kyle Benson able to sneak away as well, and you see the lead that Coffey now has as Cedric Hunter and Eric Schaefer bang doors through turns 1 and 2. Hunter right down on that yellow stripe, trying to minimize the radius of the turn, try to get the advantage here. And he will clear Eric Schaefer. So move Cedric Hunter up into the 4th position around your points leader. He's going to set his sights on Super Mario. Mario currently in the 3rd position, not gaining or losing any time to Kyle Benson right now, but the driver who's got the best look right now out in clean air, Alex Coffey, comes across the stripe, and we'll have just 10 laps to go. Battle back here is Victor Pfluger trying to get around Brandon Banks. Everybody's starting to get single file and stretched out again with 9 laps to go. Tires are starting to show their age. They were last on pit road on lap 88. So almost 40 laps ago. As you see the side-by-side battle as Eric Schaefer was under attack from the 7 of Stephen Harlow. Harlow now going to take a look to the outside of Schaefer. That's going to open the door for Blaine Wilson. Try to tuck his nose back in there as well as they come down the backstretch, and Eric Harlow gives the bumper to the 4 of Schaefer, and now Blaine Wilson almost runs into the back of Schaefer as well. Ooh, contact there between Harlow and Schaefer. We saw Schaefer get out of shape there through the front stretch over those bumps. More contact between Schaefer and Harlow. So they bang doors. They come down the backstretch into turn number 3. And Schaefer's going to take that spot as we see one car come down on pit road. I believe that was Mike Kosick. Yeah, Mike Kosick down onto pit road. See Victor Pfluger to the outside. Brandon Banks. Pfluger up into the 8th position. as Mario's now caught Kyle Benson. Cedric Hunter right there as well. So these three nose to tail with 5 laps to go. And them getting together and doing some battling here is exactly what Alex Coffey wants to see, as he has now stretched his lead out to almost a second and a half. Mario now gets around Kyle Benson into the second position. Here comes Cedric Hunter looking down to the inside of the 70 as well. Not able to make that move, and here comes Kyle Benson giving the bumper to Mario. Mario gets turned around. Caution is out. This is going to bring out a green-white checker. It's also going to bring out our 6th wreckage caution of the race. And a wreckage rewind. And not really sure if that was just a misjudgment there, as they came down into the corner. But a big bump there. And you see Mario get out of shape there. Slides up the track. Tries to hold on to it. And just loses it all by himself. Backs into the outside wall. A little contact on the front side. Nobody else collected. As the entire field, except for Shane Wyatt, makes their way down pit road. Couple drivers staying out. Shane Wyatt, Matt Jorgensen, both staying out. See a couple drivers taking 2 tires. Alex Coffey takes 4. This is going to really shake up the starting lineup. So as they run right now, Shane Wyatt is your leader. Matt Jorgensen in second. Kyle Benson in third. Blaine Wilson and Alex Coffey falls back to 5th. Now, looking at the pit stop times, I can see Kyle Benson and Blaine Wilson both took 2 tires, along with Victor Pfluger taking 2 tires back in 6th. Everybody else, I'm sorry, take that back. Tucker Rhodes back in 9th also took 2 tires. Everybody else taking 4 tires on that stop. So, what's the call going to be? 2 tires? 4 tires? Or could we see no tires work here? Shane Wyatt was last on pit road on lap 88. Matt Jorgensen was last on pit road on lap 95. So we're going to go another lap before we choose. Race control trying to sort some things out here. Kelly Coffey says in the chat, I knew that was coming. Yeah, unfortunately, it always seems to happen when you've got a dominant car. The caution comes out right there at the end and puts you in a hard position to either take tires or stay out. It looks like Alex Coffey being the first driver out on 4 tires, I think is quite an advantage compared to some of the drivers who might be on 2, or especially the drivers who have no tires. So I'm expecting to see quite a bit of wheel spin here from these drivers that didn't take any tires. Right along here with Alex Coffey. It's going to be an interesting restart for sure. Depends on who's able to get the power down, especially depending on those new or old tires. Of course, in 2 weeks, we'll go to one of my favorite tracks here in real life and on iRacing, and that is Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it looks like the 70 of Kyle Benson getting a black flag for aggressive driving. He's going to fall all the way to the tail end, and we will be choosing this time by. So that is going to change things around quite a bit as we get ready for the choose. And I think for Alex Coffey, this is going to be the most important choose of his career, trying to get this win here tonight. And we see Shane Wyatt to the high side, Matt Jorgensen to the low side. We will take a look to see where everybody lines up in just a moment. So Shane Wyatt to the high side, Matt Jorgensen down to the low side. Row 2 will be Blaine Wilson and Victor Pfluger. Alex Coffey going to restart in 6. He's going to have Eric Schaefer to his inside in row number 3. Then Jacob Jorgensen and Cedric Hunter back in row 4. Tucker Rhodes, Stephen Harlow back in row number 5. So we're about to get ourselves a green, white checker finish. The 3 most exciting words in motorsports. Lights are back on the caution car, so we're going to go one more lap before we get things sorted out here. A couple drivers had some passing under yellow black flags they had to have cleared. So this restart is going to be wild. I can already sense it. You've got those 2 cars up front on old tires. They've got close to 50 laps on those tires. Yeah, they've got almost 50 laps on those tires. And they've got Blaine Wilson, Victor Pfluger, both with 2 tires. And then Alex Coffey and Eric Schaefer, both with 4 tires. So first row's both no tires. Second row, both 2 tires. Third row, both 4 tires. So here we go. Pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn. Down on the pit road. Watch for the tire spin out of the front row as they make their way down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is in the air. And we are back racing as Shane Wyatt able to get a good jump here on the restart. Alex Coffey stuck back in there 3 wide up on the high side. He's able to clear as Eric Schaefer gets loose. Coffey driving through here up into 3rd. Makes a move to the inside. Oh, we got a big wreck in the back here. Cars up on their roof in the back. Brings out our 7th caution of the night. And that was a big one here. And I said this restart was going to be wild, and that's exactly what it was. As we bring out our wreckage rewind to see what caused this one here. It Looks like it might have started with Eric Schaefer. We're going to take a look at this one here from the blimp since there were so many cars involved. See, Eric Schaefer gets loose there on the bottom of the track, gets down onto the apron, and then just loses it there all by himself. But that's not where the issues happen. Try to see if we can see where the... Oh, we see Pfluger. Comes up the racetrack, catches Jorgensen. Jorgensen hits the outside wall, and this is just where all chaos ensues. We see Johnny Shade up in the air, up and over. Josh Lokenvitz involved. Justin Gahn involved in this as well. We'll rewind this a little bit, see if we can get a little bit better view of what happened. There's Schaefer going sliding down to the inside there. And then we see Victor Pfluger gets up the track, catches the 51 of Matt Jorgensen. And then that's just where, Johnny Shade gets up and over, gets hit from behind. Try to figure out who that was that hit him. That was the 49. Of course, as I mentioned, Josh Lokenvitz was caught up in that as well. See what happened to Lokenvitz here. Lokenvitz just kind of minding his own here and avoids one wreck. Oh, Gahn got hit. It just slams Lokenvitz. So that's going to bring up another attempt at a green-white checker finish. And we will be choosing this time by. So, of course, this league does do 3 green-white checker attempts. So we're on attempt number 2. Shall we get the caution before the white flag flies? We'll have one more attempt. If the caution comes out, that will be the race. But Alex Coffey, man, on those 4 fresh tires, he was coming in a hurry. See here in the chat here, Johnny V says, I can't catch a break in this series. I believe that's Johnny Shade, if I'm not mistaken, who took a wild ride up and over. As the field comes down to the choose, see where Shane Wyatt chooses this time. Shane up to the high side. Alex Coffey goes to the low side behind Blaine Wilson. I was surprised about that. I figured he would have took the high side to try to get that advantage on those fresh tires. But instead, he's going to tuck in behind Blaine Wilson. That puts Cedric Hunter up on the high side with 4 tires. And in my opinion, I feel like that is the advantage to the 13. You have these 2 cars in front of you that are on no tires. I take that back. Shane Wyatt on the outside is on no tires. Blaine Wilson is on 2 tires. But still, I feel like that high lane would be the advantageous here on this restart. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. And what could be our final restart. Pace car down on the pit road. Shane Wyatt's going to lead him back down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air, really late in the box for Wyatt, trying to get all the advantage he can. Alex Coffey down to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide down into turn number 1. Cedric Hunter up on the high side. Alex Coffey on the low side. Blaze Wilson on 2 tires gets loose there. Able to hold on to it. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Alex Coffey going to have the advantage into turn number 3. Gets the pick from Shane Wyatt as they come off of turn number 4. Here comes Hunter down to the inside. They're 4 wide behind. Caution comes out before we got to the line, which sets up another green, white, checker finish. And they are still wrecking here as we saw Jesse Nekula get sideways. Wow, that was a wild turn of events there as we take a look to see exactly what happened here to bring this one out. This actually happened in the back of the field. Looks like it was Gary May who was involved in this one. Oh, Gary May just got loose there, comes down into Eric Schaefer. Comes down into Mike Kosick. Those 3 go for a little spin down through the grass. And that's what brought out the caution. To bring up our 3rd and final attempt at a green-white checker finish. As the 82 of Spencer Gay gets the lucky dog. Gets one of his laps back. He's currently back in the 22nd position. Kelly Coffey says he'd rather be behind his teammates. My heart rate's 119 and I'm sitting on the couch. Yeah, it's definitely heart-pounding action here tonight. We're getting ready for our final attempt at a green-white checker finish. So as I said before, next week or 2 weeks from now, we move on to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Fast, flat track, one of my favorite tracks here on the service. As the field gets the 2 to green from the flag stand. So we'll be choosing this time by. So it's going to be all about where these drivers choose here, because it's could be the race win here. You know, Alex Coffey looking for his first win of the season. Cedric Hunter looking for his 3rd win of the season. As the field comes off of turn number 4 and getting ready for the choose. As Kelly Coffey says, choosing checkers or wreckers here. So Cedric Hunter up on the high side, Alex Coffey down on the low side. Row 2 is going to be Jesse Nekula and Blaine Wilson. Row 3 will see the 76 of Tony Kivett to the inside and Brandon Banks on the outside. Mario back in row 4 with Stephen Harlow to his inside. And then Kyle Benson and Jacob Jorgensen round out your top 10. So here we go. Pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road for the final time, because next flag, whether it's the yellow flag or the checker flag, it will end it here. Cedric Hunter, your control car, comes down to the Geico restart zone. Green flag is in the air. And Hunter pushes down on the coffee. Caution is out. That's going to end the race. Blaine Wilson out in front as they come across the stripe. We're going to have to see how this one files out here. We'll take a look at the replay in a moment. As Blaine Wilson makes his way around to catch the pace car, we have the white flag in the air. As I mentioned, it's going to end it. So we're going to see how the final results line up here. But it looks like Blaine Wilson looks like he's going to get the win here tonight. Brandon Banks, second. Alex Coffey in third. Mario and Kyle round out your top five as they... So I'm trying to see how this is going to wind out here as so unofficially Blaine Wilson getting the win. Let's go back and take a look at this restart here. We'll take a look here from the blimp. Actually, we'll see if we can get a better view of it here. As they come down through the restart zone, yeah, just some contact there on the start. And Blaine Wilson in the right place at the right time. As you see Jesse Necula make hard contact. Caution is out at this point. And yeah, I'm not really sure what the final results are. I want to... I'm going to throw up our... Oh, Blaine Wilson is celebrating here on the front stretch. So he is deemed the winner. And we'll be right back with you. And here's a word from our sponsor. So we are still trying to get the running order figured out here. All right, there is the final results here. Your top three is Blaine Wilson, Brandon Banks, and Mario Miranda. Sounds like Alex Coffey did get a black flag there for causing the incident. So that's they're talking over it still. But your top three: Blaine Wilson, Brandon Banks, Mario Miranda. Kyle Benson finishes fourth. Eric Schaefer back in fifth. Brad Titus back in sixth. Mike Kosick, Charles Stevens Jr., Shane Wyatt, and Tony Kivitt, your top 10. That's all I'm going to give for standings right now because they are still working out the kinks. So I apologize. My standings are unofficial. They're working things out, but we will be talking to our top three, starting with your third place finisher, Mario Miranda. Mario, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy? Had my push to talk on. That's why it wasn't working. Mario, you got a Josh up in the booth. You got a copy? Mario, you've got Josh in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. You got me?
There we go. We got it going now. I had the wrong settings on my Discord, so I apologize for that.
You're
But
all good.
man, an up and down race for you all race long. Up at the front, then you're in the back, back at the front, got spun, worked your way back up onto the podium, and a wild finish there. I know it's not the way you want to see the race end, but talk us through your race and what happened to get yourself back in the back there in the I think it was the second stage.
Yeah, it was yeah, like you said, a crazy race. I was pretty happy running in second behind Coffee. He's really good at race management, so I was happy there. And had challengers come and go, and then I had Eric Schaefer come up, I think in stage two, and he blocked low, so I went high, and then he tried to block high, and kind of ruined my run for the rest of stage two, and then which was not cool. But no worries. And I tried to beat him on pit road and got a speeding penalty for it. So got a little over aggressive trying to make back that spot and had to work my way through the field, and it was a lot of lucky moves, and then I get up to second with two to go and I get spun, which then I have to restart all over again. So I'm actually very grateful for third place. I didn't expect to be on the podium, but I'm somehow here right now.
So we know you got spun. I know it was kind of controversial what happened there. Have you and Kyle had a chance to talk about it yet, or was that just an accident, or did he? Do you know if he planned that at all, or was he just trying to give you the bumper to get a little bumper run there?
I know he doesn't like me, and that kind of comes from his teammates. His teammates don't like me either, so I think this whole team just doesn't like me, period. So, um, and I'm not okay with that, but I know that's a thing. A lot of drivers don't like the way I race or don't like me personally, so I have to be careful of how I race certain people. And I guess I raced them a little too hard. I don't know what I did to invoke what happened in turn three, but you know I finished on the podium and he didn't, so I guess we'll take that.
Yeah, I'm not one to try to stir up controversy or try to push buttons or anything. I just kind of want to hear it from the driver's side. I can kind of hear a little bit on the radio, but I can't hear everything going on. So just want to make sure what I saw is what I saw. But man, a great drive for you. Incredible drive. Again, from the front to the back to the front to the back to the front. So a great night for you here, Mario. And next week or 2 weeks from now, we move on to Indianapolis. Nice flat track. Kind of similar to this in a sense where you got to be patient and manage the tires. How do you like your chances in 2 weeks at Indianapolis?
Man, I love Indianapolis. I love that track. I love how you race it, both in the Xfinity car, the Cup car, Indy car as well. I just love everything about that track. Love the road course as well. So unfortunately, I will be out of town when we come to that race. So I'm really bummed that I'm missing that. But hopefully, I can put in some practice laps, help the boys at race team and dig motorsports, and try to help those guys out as best I can.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Before we let you go, though, anyone would thank any shouts you got to give here?
Yeah, I just want to shout out Podium Esports. They're on the car. Those guys are fantastic. They've been with me for 2 years, and What everything they do, everything they touch is comes out amazing. And then also shout out to Victory Fuel and Twisted Tech and the guys at Team Monster Racing. All three of those organizations have helped me a lot in the last year. So all the credit to everyone on the car.
Awesome, man. Well, again, uh, sucks that you're not going to be here in 2 weeks at Indianapolis, but good luck. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
You too.
So that was your third place finisher, Mario Miranda. Let's bring in your second place finisher here, Brandon Banks. Brandon, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Man, what a run for you here tonight. You are the biggest mover of the race, up 27 spots from where you started. I know there was a lot of aggression there on that final restart that kind of played into your hands as well. But man, you had a fast car all race long. What was it that clicked in the race that didn't click in qualifying for you?
Well, I got a little bit loose on my first lap, and it just completely killed my second lap when I was trying to qualify. So I said, "To heck with it." So we're just gonna start in the back and just see what we can do. Just have fun and just take our time getting through there. And we got up there to the lead behind Alex one time, and just I don't know. I felt like I got right up behind Alex, and he felt like he just stopped in three, and I got in the back of him and about collected the field. So we kind of backed out of it, but we really needed that late thing to go pretty long. So if it would have went long, I think it'd been a lot better shape. But still worked out.
Yeah, and it seemed to be the tail of the race. It was the two long runs that we had for the first two stages was a completely different race than we had there at the end. Did all those cautions there at the end kind of help you or hurt you out, you think?
It probably hurt me more than anything. Honestly, I think I was going to be better after about 20 laps than a lot of them. And I probably could have made some passes a little bit easier, but it was really hard to pass. I said you get on the bottom, really, unless you could get to their outside and going into three, it was almost impossible to pass. If you tried to do it on the bottom, the guy on the outside could just pin you down, and if you just barely touch the apron or just get loose in the slightest bit, it was almost impossible to make the pass. So you just have to kind of take what you could get when you could. And like I said, we got lucky there at the end and got the P2.
Well, I'm going to ask the same question I just asked Mario a minute ago. In 2 weeks, we move on to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, another track where kind of like this, you got to be disciplined and save your tires. How you like your chances at the big track in Indy next in 2 weeks?
I ain't gonna be too good because I'm not gonna be there. That's gonna be Lawson Peel's gonna race that race for us for the Cup drivers. So I'm sure he'll be fine. He's pretty good just about everywhere. So I'm sure he'll be pretty competitive and put Paul set up shop car hopefully in victory lane there.
Awesome, man. Well, sucks you won't be there. Same thing Mario just said. He's not going to be there either. But man, I'm not having too much luck with these interviews here tonight. But
I think Blaine will be there, so you can definitely
yeah, I was
ask
gonna
him.
say I know Blaine will be there, so it'll be good to talk to him. But man,
Right.
again, incredible drive through the field to get yourself up on the podium. Again, 27 spots from your starting position, so amazing job there. Before I let you go, though, Brandon, anyone you want to thank, any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, just thanks to the Simrat Marketplace for putting it on. All the guys, Jesse and Logan and all those guys, Shane and everybody that puts everything on. The DBR guys, we had some really fast guys up here. I think a couple of them had some bad luck there. A couple of those cautions at the end just got caught up in some mess. So like I said, it's appreciate them, and like I said, hopefully 2 weeks we'll put Lawson in the car, and hopefully we can run up front there too.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the podium here tonight, and good luck next time we see you. And have a great night.
All right, man. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Bye.
That was your second place finisher, Brandon Banks. Let's bring in your winner here tonight, Blaine Wilson. Blaine, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what a run for you here tonight. Kind of up front most of the night, kind of falling back a little bit in the middle of the race, but find yourself back up to the front. Talk through the race because it seemed like it was quite the exciting race there, especially in that third stage.
Yeah, it was just full send the whole time, basically. Follow the leader, stay in line. Stepping out of line to make a pass was next to impossible. So holding track position was most important. And at the end there, we took 2 tires, got track position, and then the Seies just parted. So I guess I'll take it. Would rather win legit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, talk about that two tire two-tire call there, because I know this track is very, very hard on tires. It's a slick track, concrete surface. Usually two tires, especially a track like this where you need all the grip you can get going into the corners, isn't really the call. What made you do that? And are you glad you made that call there? And what was your thoughts on it in general?
Yeah, definitely glad we did it to get in front of some of the faster cars that were up front all night. I know I didn't have just raw speed, so I knew if I could get the track position and block basically with the cars in front of me were on super old tires, so I knew that'd be a walk in the park getting around them, which it was. So, um, but yeah, we got the track position, and then the second green white checkered, it actually didn't work because it got looser than hell up there out of two, and about lost it. Then the final green white checkered ended up with the win. So thank goodness for all the yellows, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned that to Brandon. It seemed like a tale of two races. The first two stages went completely green, and then that third stage just seemed like everybody forgot how to drive for a little bit. You think those cautions kind of helped you out, or did they hinder your momentum?
No, I think we're probably gonna finish where we were, to be honest with you, if the whole stage three just went green, because there's literally like no place to make a pass. It's that rough. Unless you just completely burn your tires up, it's really hard to make a pass on anyone. So I guess, yeah, the cautions worked out great, especially the last one.
Yeah, I know from personal experience. I absolutely hate this track. So I know how hard it is to run this track and how hard it is to keep the tires on it. But next week, I know you'll be racing in 2 weeks at Indianapolis, and that's one of my favorite tracks, another track where you got to be disciplined and save your tires. How do you like your chances at the big old track in Indy?
Well, my chances every week are definitely a lottery pick because I got to tell you what, the Xfinity car is the worst car on this service. I mean, it's just a pile of junk. I can't wait. Hopefully, I get promoted to the Cup Series because I love the next gen. And hopefully, this win helps. I know I drive a Toyota, so that might not help my chances of getting promoted. So hopefully, this win will help and the rest of the season will help. But we're going to go out there and try to put belt to ass and just keep going. And hopefully, maybe we can back into another one because. This car, yeah, it's just I hate it, but I show up every week and show up for the team. And shout out to everyone on our team. We had a good race up front together, and shout out to you for the broadcast and the league for putting the race on.
Awesome, man. I was going to ask if you had anybody else you wanted to shout out here tonight before we let you go. I don't know if you have anybody else you got to shout here.
Yeah, Nigel in the YouTube chat. He's another team member of ours. He doesn't race this car in this league. I don't blame him. We're usually a next gen team, so hopefully we can get up there someday soon.
Awesome, man. Well, again, good luck. Thanks for the kind words. It really does mean a lot to me. And again, good luck at Indy in a couple weeks. Hopefully, we'll talk to you again soon.
I appreciate you.
Have a
Take
great
care.
night. There you have it. Your winner here tonight, Blaine Wilson, getting it done in a green-white checker finish here at Nashville Superspeedway. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, I don't have the full results due to the kerfuffle, if you will, that happened at the end of the race. But we'll have those results for you next week. We'll break it all down for you. We'll start a little early in 2 weeks, so we can cover all that. But again, congratulations to Blaine Wilson here, getting his win here tonight. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, we want to thank all of our great partners here that make this possible, including The Butt Kicker for all your gaming haptic needs. Visit thebuttkicker.com for all your iRacing coaching and setup needs. Visit raceepi.com. Of course, if you're a small race team looking for some swag, or if you're looking to pick up some Atlee Atman Weese's racing gear, or some of our novelty t-shirts as well, check out IntensityRacing.com. And don't forget to check out our great partner and series sponsor, SimWrapMarket.com, for all your iRacing wraps and paint needs. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Again, join us in 2 weeks as we take on Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Of course, we're going to be here live on Tuesday night for the Doghouse Racing League as well. So lots of great racing here on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. And as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over